find a signal?
I can't get a signal anywhere. What
Oh
the
my
heck?
gosh, we're supposed to be here for 2 weeks. How are we going to operate?
There's no way we can be here for
With
2 weeks with no
signal.
No way.
Welcome back to our epic field trip. Today we're going to share with you our experience at the Thousand Trails Natchez Trace Wilderness Preserve.
Oh yeah, as you could tell from the beginning, we did not have cell service.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just us.
No.
Now, because we talked to a lot of other people that were there, and AT&T, Verizon, nobody had any service. We even talked to the people that worked there. And
Yeah.
that was one of the things they said. It said, oh my God, we live nearby and we don't have any service at all.
Yeah, it's a really strange scenario, and we were not prepared for it. It's right off the Natchez Trace in Tennessee, and we just didn't anticipate at all, even suspect, that there would be no cell service. But not just at the campground. In that wider area, the cell service is a real challenge.
Real bad challenge.
So we had planned on staying at this campground for 2 full weeks. We had a bunch of content stuff we wanted to work on. Scott was working on the battery upgrade, and we were going to be meeting up with some friends and doing battery upgrade work. And we just completely had no connectivity at all at this campground.
No.
So unfortunately, it was not going to work for that 2-week time period. We did get out and about around the campground to check it out more fully before we left, and discovered that it actually is a very nice campground.
It is.
Yes.
I thought it was very nice.
Yeah.
A lot of areas for kids to play in, and I
Yeah.
liked it. It just no service.
No service. Well, it was nice enough, though, that we wanted to share with you some of the aspects of this campground in case you're in the area and are considering it. So, as far as our site goes, we were in a site that was shaded, which I generally like, and it was a good site.
Good size lot.
We had a challenge finding a site. It's at first you think it's going to be pretty easy, because when you check in, they pretty much say, all right, here's where the full hookup sites are, and the 50 amp sites have orange electrical boxes, so just look for that. And it's first come, first serve, pick whatever site you want.
Man,
This is a huge campground.
963 or something like that.
Oh my gosh, it was a ton of sites. We drove the whole campground, and let's just say most sites are for long-term seasonal site holders.
Yes.
Even longer term than just a season, honestly, like season after season. And there are very few full hookup sites. The campground mostly has electric and water only sites. Many sites do not have sewer.
Right.
Of the full hookup sites, there are even fewer 50 amp sites. And so we drove around, and I think we figured out we found the only one that was full hookup and 50 amp.
And big enough for us.
And big enough for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once we got into our site, we generally liked it. You could tell, though, that the sites had been laid out and developed many years ago, because remember the hookups.
Yes, the hookups were so weird. Plumbing, or the septic was so far away, I had to use both hoses and the electric and water were separate. It was
Because by the time you backed in and got far enough backed into the site, to have your towed car in front of you and be situated where you wanted to be, the hookups were pretty much way at the front of the rig instead of being,
near the back,
closer to where the utilities are.
Right.
Yeah, on the rig. So other than that, though, the site had a fire ring and a picnic table and, an adequate amount of space. I didn't feel like we were too much on top of people.
Yeah. And we weren't on a hill or anything
No,
like before. It was
nice and
pretty level.
Yep. So in general, I did like the site that we were at. So we mentioned how big this campground was. We actually measured the distance from the gate to our site.
2 miles.
2 miles
Oh.
of very hilly, let's just say. Very hilly roads. Now the roads were in good condition though. I mean,
They're pretty good.
They were mostly paved, the main roads, and then, the loop roads were some gravel, but they were in generally good condition. There wasn't a lot of potholes or anything like that.
Nope.
So that was fine. But it is very spread out. There are several loops in this campground, and it's just extremely spread out.
It is.
Almost everybody, I noticed, had those either a golf cart or those razor cars to get around. Because if you wanted to, be from your site to one of the lodge areas or the pool would be that 2 miles all the way back. Yeah.
I saw a lot of kids on mini bikes too. That was kind of
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool but scary, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of that going on.
And so I think because there were so many seasonal site holders, I think we got there right on a Friday night or a Thursday, and when we were leaving it was Friday. When we were there, even though it was just one night, we saw the weekend transition, remember?
Yes.
And boy, it was a huge difference. The weekends get super, super busy.
Super busy.
Yes.
Yes.
But the campground, I felt like it was one of the better managed Thousand Trails parks that we had been to, and we've been to quite a few now. The managers and the park coordinators and the people in the front office checking you in, they're very informed, they're very engaged, they're super helpful, and they do have plans for upgrading the Wi-Fi in the park, but we're just not optimistic about how much better that's going to make connectivity because it's so spread out, and so hilly.
But they did say next year AT&T was putting a tower in.
They did say that, so maybe that will help in terms of connectivity.
Right.
Now, that being said, if you're looking for a place to get away from it all, this is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Okay, because they've got a pool that's open seasonally, so pretty much, but right before Memorial Day to right after Labor Day, and the pool looks pretty good. It's very well equipped and clean. Doesn't have a lot of umbrellas like I like, but for you sun seekers, that'll be fine. There's a good clubhouse right there by the pool that they use for events sometimes.
And a good country store with a cafe in it.
A grill in there,
grill,
yeah. So you can get breakfast and lunches. I think they close around like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So you could get a lunch or early dinner there, and it's your normal grill food. All your breakfast selections that you could want, and then burgers and hot dogs and sandwiches and French fries, quick stuff. So
very quick stuff.
Good campground food if you didn't feel like cooking one day, or if you got there and you weren't stocked up.
And all their facilities, because they were having
several events.
They had a poker tournament.
Yes.
Going on, fun one, not big money or anything, but just fun stuff.
And that was part of a whole casino night.
Yeah.
So they were setting up one of the main lodge area to have a casino night that day that we had left, and we were talking to the coordinator, and they really, they were quite organized, and they were having prizes, and I was very impressed with the event schedule overall. They'd had karaoke the night before. I saw on the bulletin boards that they had many different kinds of summer camp type activities for the kids to do.
Yep, they did.
So I was really impressed with the community coordination.
It was very good.
Yes. After we had gotten set up in our site and we drove around some more, we discovered that there actually were some more full hookup 50 amp sites that were not on the map.
Oh yeah, the one by the lake.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So if you're looking for that, they're not on the map and they don't tell you about it at check-in.
No, they don't, but they're right by the lake. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We would have stayed one night there at least. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. Cell signal not really any better there.
No.
So,
Wow.
but right there on the lakefront, there's boat rentals, you know, like little canoe rentals,
Kayaks.
kayaks,
Yes.
and a boat ramp. So if you have your own boat, you can back your boat right into the lake. I believe the whole lake, I think it's a small one, and it's a whole, like, no wake.
Yeah.
I saw signs for
All
no
no
wake.
wake, yep.
Yeah, so slow speed, but great fishing. They even have a fish cleaning station there with, you know, fully running water, sink, and all of that. So it'd be a great fishing destination.
Yeah, it would be.
I think for sure.
Mhm.
There are also cabin rentals there.
Lots.
Quite a few
Lots
cabin
of
rentals.
cabins.
Yeah,
Weddings. There was a wedding
there
going
was
on.
a wedding going on.
Yeah, it was a nice
Yep.
facility for the wedding.
We enjoyed looking around. I have to say, this was the seasonal sites at this campground were some of the best seasonal sites
Oh, yeah.
I've ever seen. So the way the lake is situated, there are a lot of little coves that go out. So there's a lot of waterfront in this park, and
Wow.
amazing.
Yes.
The people have developed their seasonal sites with these huge decks and steps going down to the water, and then additional deck space down there.
Hey,
I was quite impressed.
yeah, it was impressive.
Yes. So even though we only stayed there one day, we did drive around, and I popped into many of the facilities and lodges and buildings in the area, and they were all very clean, nicely decorated, and super well maintained.
And the recreation building had pool tables, foosball, air hockey, a nice TV, and they actually had Wi-Fi in that building that was pretty good. We went in there and did some research and stuff, and yeah, we used their Wi-Fi there.
Yeah.
And one lady said, if you get here early enough and there's not too many people here, you got good speed, which we did. So, but everything was clean, and there was a lot of puzzles and books and a lot of seating. The seating was good. So, and very clean. So, I wouldn't mind spending some time in the recreation area. So
Yeah, that would be pretty good, especially on a rainy day or something like that, and you're looking for something to do.
yes,
Absolutely. And then I popped into, they had several laundry facilities, several laundry houses, and they were also very clean, new washers and dryers. And my favorite thing in a laundry house is when they take a debit card. I love
yeah.
that.
So easy.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Because, you know, it's always a pain to try and go get quarters. And so when you can use your debit card in the laundry room, that's awesome.
It's a good day.
Yes. So all in
all, it was pretty good. I like to judge on how easy or hard it was to get our rig in and out. Very easy. The hills were kind of scary, but I really didn't have any problem. I didn't have any problem backing into the site. Yeah, everything was pretty easy. I enjoyed it. No problems.
Yeah, and lesson learned for me, I had not even bothered to check Campendium reviews on this campground. And had I done that beforehand, I would have very clearly seen that there was no cell signal, because almost every Campendium review says so. So lesson learned for me is, even though it's 1,000 trails and I kind of feel like I know what to expect at 1,000 trails, and it's going to have at least some level of being adequate for what we need, I do still need to check the Campendium and Allstays reviews, if for nothing else, at least for the cell signal.
Right. And we need to know.
Yes. Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it, because we were out in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, with the signal, and we were only like 87 miles away from
We'd been
Nashville.
doing so well with our WeBoost that, picking up either a Verizon and or AT&T signal That I just didn't even think about it. So, fine, lesson learned. I'm definitely going to be checking that in the future.
Yay.
But all in all, we did like it. We did like the campground, and if you're prepared to have no cell signal, then we definitely recommend it as a great place to go get away from it all.
And if they do add the tower in the future and they do have service, we will be back.
Yeah, we will be back.
No doubt. Because
Definitely.
there's a lot to see around there.
Right.
So.
But just with our businesses and the things that we had planned for that 2 weeks, we just couldn't be without cell signal.
Couldn't do it.
So we had to find other places to go.
And we did.
We did. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up.
Yes.
If you like our videos and you want to see more of this, please hit the subscribe button.
Yes. And in the comments below, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
What's your experience been?
Yes.
Absolutely. And until next time,
Go find your adventure.